Okay, so we are currently editing my second book, Dying with Regrets. So I want to pick up from where we last left off, which was when I spoke about the part of the book about when I started to progress with my life, and I had everybody around me telling me what they think that I should do with my life, and they were all giving me their input, suggestions and advice. And I spoke about how we should be very careful when taking advice from people. So next I want to talk about the next chapter, which is called Overwhelmed with Anxiety. It was now March 2020. I had not long been back from visiting Rome, and with the coronavirus was now spreading like wildfire globally. This was such bad news, not just for the unfortunate souls who were suffering with it, but also for everyone else around the world who were all extremely petrified of catching it themselves. Everywhere I looked and listened, my mind was becoming more and more contaminated with this negative news. By seeing and hearing this heartbreaking news all day long, it amplified my fear of death, causing it to resurface. As the days went by, I could not sleep properly, and I had noticed my heart had started to speed up because my body began to prepare for action. This was my natural fight or flight mechanism working to help keep me safe. I felt the need to take immediate action as I was worried for mine and my loved ones' safety, so I made the choice to temporarily leave work and stay at home with my family. After only a few days of being stuck at home constantly listening to the news, I felt so frightened. It got to the point where I ended up taking my television off the wall and giving it away. And in that moment I decided that I was going to stop watching television altogether from then on. My parents would still give me daily updates on how many more deaths there had been all over the world. Daily updates on how many more deaths there have been all over the world, and every time I scrolled through social media, I would see copious amounts of corona related content. It was awful news, and nobody was prepared for this, but being stuck at home started to bring back thoughts of my battle with depression. Once again, I felt that my life was not progressing, and I started to get extreme anxiety about my future. I needed something else to focus my mind on, as all I could seem to think about was death. Just know that the mediocre focus on the media. Okay, so next chapter is called Vulnerability is a Superpower. So now we were all stuck in COVID-19 lockdown 2020. As the first month swiftly went by, my social media erupted with online quizzes, TikTok challenges and the odd virtual disco. I saw huge smiles on people's faces, which was such a positive thing to see considering the world was in a state of emergency. This got me thinking how I could contribute towards helping boost the morale of others during this unpredictable and unprecedented times. During these unpredictable and unprecedented times. Thank you, people. I could not spend this unique period of free time watching the news and having virtual house parties. So over the next coming weeks, I began to start networking online with like-minded individuals who also shared similar interests to me. I began to learn things from these positive thinking people, which led me to come up with the idea of putting out my very own content. Although I was extremely anxious and scared to break out of my comfort zone, as I would be sharing things that were so personal, I believed that it could potentially help others, and I would have felt very selfish for keeping this knowledge for my personal experience all to myself. No, see, I need to change that. I believe that it could potentially help others, and I would have felt very selfish for keeping this knowledge from my personal experience all to myself. Okay, next paragraph. Understand that there is so much strength within vulnerability, and vulnerability is actually a superpower. When you feel ready to become vulnerable is when the true healing happens. Not only do you heal yourself even more than before, but you also create a space in which others around you can begin to heal themselves. But always remember to share from the scar and not the wound. As you become more and more vulnerable, you will begin to attract certain individuals towards you like a huge beacon of light. These are the ones who need to hear your words in order to feel comfortable and confident enough to open up and emit their shining light with the world. I feel the word vulnerability has a huge stigma around it, but vulnerability is actually just being your true authentic self. The self that you are quite often afraid, anxious and ashamed to show to the world, to the outside world. Know that there are people all over the world who need to hear your wonderful words, so never impound your importance. Right, my friends, we're going to leave it at that one, and then we're going to carry on the next one. So thank you for joining me on this quick one. Make sure you tune into the next one, and we're going to go through the next chapters of editing my book. So if you want to get on the wait list, visit dyingwithregrets.ryannurse.com or send me a DM here. Thank you, people. Goodbye.